The year is leaning hard into winter. The mornings come slow, the sun is reluctant to rise, and honestly, you can't blame it. You wake before dawn. The room's still wrapped in shadow, and for a moment, you lie there wondering why everything feels a little heavier than it did a month ago. The blankets feel heavier, your thoughts feel heavier, even your breathing feels like it takes a bit more effort. Outside, the world is quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that makes you aware of the hum of your own refrigerator, the tick of the heater, the soft groan of the house settling into the cold. You shuffle through your routine. Coffee, shower, keys. But each step feels muted, like you're moving through a dream you didn't mean to have. Through the window, the sky hangs low, the color of old pewter. You used to love mornings. You used to savor that first breath of cold air on your walk to work, the way the city slowly unfurled into motion. But now it feels like you're watching life happen from somewhere just outside your own body. You tell yourself it's the season. Everyone gets a little off this time of year, right? But as the days shorten and the nights spill over into the late afternoon, something deeper settles in. A kind of quiet that doesn't feel peaceful. You find yourself canceling plans, staring at unread messages, losing interest in the things that normally make you feel alive. It's like a dimmer switch has been turned down inside of you, one click at a time. If this story feels a little too familiar, breathe. You're not imagining it, and you're certainly not the only one feeling it. What you're experiencing might be seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, a very real, very human response to the shifting rhythms of light and shadow. It's a kind of depression tied to the turning of the seasons, and it shows up in the lives of millions of people each year. In today's episode, we're stepping into that winter fog together. We're going to unravel what SAD truly is, why it happens, and how you can navigate these darker months with gentleness, knowledge, and tools that can actually help. Because healing isn't weakness, it's awareness. And sometimes, understanding your own winter is the first step in finding your way back to the light. So settle in, take a breath, and let's begin.
Welcome, witches, pagans, heathens, spiritualists, and anyone interested in living sustainably. This is
Old Ways, New Days, where the old ways meet the good dirt.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Nell. And each week we explore the sacred art of living close to the land. From compost to covens, chickens to charms,
We're reclaiming self-sufficiency, seasonal living, and ancestral wisdom.
whether you're stirring your cauldron or your soup pot,
This is a space for wild-hearted folk walking the homesteading path with intention, magic, and muddy boots.
welcome back everyone. This is Nell. Today we are going to be doing a solo episode. And as the intro, I am going to be discussing SAD and all the ins and outs of it. It has a impact on me because I actually suffer from it as well. So on to what it's all about and how we can get through it together. So let's start with the basics. Seasonal Affective Disorder, or SAD, is a type of depression that follows a seasonal pattern. For most people, it begins in the fall as the days grow shorter, peaks during the winter months, and then lifts as spring returns. There's also a rarer form that occurs in the summer, but today we're focusing on the winter version, which is far more common. SAD isn't just feeling a little blue or having a bad day. It's a clinical condition with recognizable symptoms that can significantly affect your quality of life. And here's the thing, many people don't realize they have it. They think they're just tired, lazy, or unmotivated. But what really is happening is that their brain chemistry is shifting in response to environmental changes, specifically the lack of sunlight. So common symptoms of it, let's take a walk through. So we can look at like what is in your daily life. So mood changes. Mood changes are often the first sign. You might feel persistently sad, hopeless, or irritable. Things that used to bring you joy, like hobbies, social gatherings, creative projects, suddenly feel flat or pointless. You may feel guilty for not being more productive or worthless because you can't seem to pull yourself out of the fog. Your energy levels plummet. You're exhausted all the time, even after a full night's sleep. Getting out of bed feels monumental. You move through your day sluggishly, like you're carrying extra weight, and yet, despite being tired, you might oversleep 10, 12, even 14 hours and still wake up feeling unrested. Appetites and cravings often shift dramatically. Many people with SAD crave carbohydrates and comfort foods, bread, pasta, sweets, and find themselves overeating, which can lead to weight gain. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's your body searching for serotonin, the feel-good chemical that sunlight helps regulate. Concentration and focus become difficult. Your mind feels cloudy, you forget things easily, struggle to make decisions, and have trouble remembering details. Work that used to come naturally now feels overwhelming. Loss of interest in activities you once loved is another hallmark. Maybe you used to look forward to your morning coffee ritual or gardening or reading, but now nothing feels appealing. Everything feels gray. And in severe cases, thoughts of death or suicide can emerge. This is why it's so important to take SAD seriously. If you're experiencing thoughts of self-harm or suicide, please reach out to a mental health professional, a crisis hotline, or a trusted person in your life immediately. You deserve support and help is available. The truth is, suicide rates do increase during the fall and winter months, particularly around the holidays when people feel pressure to be joyful but instead feel isolated and empty. If you're struggling, know that you're not weak. You're dealing with a real medical condition that affects brain chemistry, and there are ways to heal. So, why does SAD happen? The science behind it. So, why does this happen? Why do some people feel fine in winter while others feel like they're drowning? Well, the answer lies in how our brains and bodies respond to light, or the lack of it. So, reduced sunlight. The most obvious culprit is the decrease in natural sunlight during fall and winter. Depending on where you live, daylight hours can shrink dramatically. In some northern regions, you might only get 6 or 7 hours of daylight in December, and much of that is weak, filtered light through clouds. Sunlight isn't just pleasant, it's essential for regulating key processes in the brain and body. Circadian rhythm disruption. Your body has an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, which governs your sleep-wake cycle, energy levels, and even digestion. This clock is primarily set by exposure to natural light. When the sun rises, your brain gets the signal to wake up and produce cortisol, a hormone that helps you feel alert. When the sun sets, your brain starts producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. But when the daylight comes scarce, this rhythm gets thrown off. Your brain might produce melatonin too early or for too long, leaving you feeling sluggish and foggy all day. Your internal clock becomes confused, which contributes to the fatigue, oversleeping, and low energy of SAD. Then comes your serotonin imbalance, which your serotonin is often called the feel-good neurotransmitter. It regulates mood, appetite, and sleep. Sunlight helps your brain produce and regulate serotonin. When you're exposed to less light, serotonin levels can drop, leading to feelings of sadness, irritability, and hopelessness. This is also why people with SAD often crave carbohydrates. Your body is trying to boost serotonin levels through food because carbs trigger a temporary release of serotonin. It's your brain's way of trying to self-medicate. Then you have a melatonin overproduction. Melatonin is a hormone that helps you sleep, but too much of it during waking hours leaves you feeling drowsy and lethargic. The lack of light in winter can cause your body to overproduce melatonin, which explains why you might feel like you could sleep all day and still be tired. Then you have your vitamin D deficiency. Sunlight is your body's primary source of vitamin D, which plays a role in serotonin production and overall mood regulation. During winter, especially if you live in a northern climate or spend most of your time indoors, your vitamin D levels can plummet. Low vitamin D has been linked to depression, fatigue, and weakened immune function. Understanding these biological mechanisms is empowering. It reminds us that we're feeling isn't a character flaw or a failure of willpower. It's a psychological response to an environmental condition. And once we understand the root cause, we can begin to address it with intention. Conventional treatments for SAD. Let's talk about the treatments that are widely supported by medical professionals and backed by research. Light therapy. This is the most common and effective treatment for SAD. So light therapy involves sitting in front of a special light box that emits bright, full spectrum light, typically 10,000 lux, for about 20 to 30 minutes each morning. The light mimics natural sunlight and helps reset your I said this before. Circadian rhythm. There we go. Boost serotonin production and regulate melatonin levels. Most people notice an improvement in mood and energy within a few days or 2 weeks of consistent use. When choosing a light box, make sure it's designed specifically for SAD treatment. It should be UV-free and emit at least 10,000 lux. You don't need to stare directly at it. You can sit near it while you have your morning coffee, read, or work. Then there's psychotherapy. Cognitive behavior therapy, or CBT, has been shown to be highly effective for SAD. A therapist can help you identify negative thought patterns, challenge feelings of hopelessness, and develop healthier coping strategies. There's also a specific form of CBT designed for SAD that focuses on behavioral activation, helping you re-engage with activities you've withdrawn from, even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes action precedes motivation. And then there's an antidepressant medication. For some people, medication is necessary and life-changing. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, are commonly prescribed for SAD to help regulate serotonin levels in the brain. If your symptoms are severe, persistent, or interfere significantly with your daily life, please consider talking to a healthcare provider about medication. There's no shame in it. It's a tool just like therapy or light boxes. Vitamin D supplements. Because vitamin D deficiency is so common in people with SAD, supplementation can be helpful. A typical dose ranges from 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily, but some people need more, especially if they're severely deficient. It's worth getting your levels tested and working with a healthcare provider to determine the right dosage for you. When to see a doctor. If your symptoms last more than 2 weeks, interfere with your ability to function, or include thoughts of self-harm, please seek professional help. A healthcare provider or mental health specialist can offer a proper diagnosis and create a treatment plan tailored to your needs. You don't have to white-knuckle your way through winter. Help is available and you deserve support. So now on to some herbal allies and holistic support. So we're going to talk about some complementary approaches you can explore at home. These are not replacements for professional treatment, but they can be powerful allies when used mindfully and safely. And a critical note before we begin, herbal remedies are not regulated by the FDA in the same way prescription medications are. Their effectiveness can vary and they can interact with medications or cause side effects. Always, always, always consult a healthcare professional before starting any herbal supplement, especially if you're taking prescription medications, are pregnant, or having underlying health conditions. With that being said, here are some herbs and plants that have been traditionally used to support mood, calm the nervous system, and ease the weight of seasonal depression. So, St. John's wort. This bright yellow flowering plant has been used for centuries to treat mild to moderate depression. Some studies show it can be effective as certain prescription antidepressants for some people. However, it has significant interactions with many medications, including birth control pills. It can make them less effective, blood thinners, HIV medications, and some cancer treatments. It also increases photosensitivity, meaning your skin becomes more sensitive to sunlight. So combining it with light therapy is not recommended. If you choose to explore St. John's wort, do so under the guidance of a healthcare provider. Saffron. Recent research has shown that saffron extract may improve symptoms of mild to moderate depression and could be as effective as some pharmaceutical antidepressants. It's believed to work by boosting serotonin levels. Saffron is generally safe in culinary doses, like in cooking, but high doses can cause bleeding issues and should be avoided during pregnancy. More long-term research is needed, but the early results are promising. Lavender. Lavender is one of the most beloved herbs for calming the nervous system. Its scent has been shown to reduce anxiety, improve sleep quality, and promote relaxation. You can use lavender essential oil in a diffuser, add dried lavender to a bath, or drink lavender tea before bed. Some studies suggest oral lavender preparations can help with generalized anxiety. Be aware that lavender can cause drowsiness, so don't use it before driving or operating machinery. It's gentle, but it's powerful. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is a gentle herb in the mint family known for lifting spirits and easing restlessness. It has a mild antidepressant and anti-anxiety property and is often used in teas or tinctures to calm the nervous system. It's generally safe, though some people may experience skin sensitivity or digestive upset. As always, check with your healthcare provider if you're on other medications. Passion flower. Passion flower has a soothing sedative effect and is often used to ease anxiety and insomnia. It can help quiet a racing mind and support restful sleep. However, there's limited data on its safety for long-term use during pregnancy or while breastfeeding. It may also impair your ability to drive or operate machinery, so try it on a day off or before bed. Chamomile. Chamomile tea is a gentle, accessible option for most people. It's commonly used as a mild sedative to promote sleep and reduce anxiety. Long-term use has been associated with reduced anxiety symptoms, though more research is needed to confirm its effectiveness specifically for depression. Chamomile is safe for most people, though those allergic to plants in the daisy family should avoid it. Ashwagandha. Excuse me. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb used in Ayurvedic medicine to help the body manage stress and promote balance. Some studies suggest it may reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and improve mood. It's generally well tolerated, but because it can affect hormone levels and immune function, it's important to consult a healthcare provider before using it, especially if you have thyroid issues or autoimmune conditions. One of the most grounding things you can do during the dark months is create a simple tea ritual. Brew a cup of chamomile, lemon balm, or lavender in the evening. Hold the warm mug in your hands. Breathe in the steam. Let the act of preparing and sipping tea become a moment of presence and care. It's not just the herbs that heal, it's the ritual itself. So, daily practices and lifestyles shifts to support your light. Beyond therapy, medication, and herbs, there are simple daily practices that can make a real difference in how you can move through the winter months. These are small acts of care that, when done consistently, can help you reclaim a sense of balance and ease. So get as much natural light as possible. Even on cloudy days, natural light is far more powerful than indoor lighting. Open your blinds first thing in the morning. Sit near windows while you work or have your coffee. Take short breaks outside, even if it's cold. Bundle up and step into the daylight for 5 or 10 minutes. The sun is still there even behind the clouds, and your body registers that light. It helps regulate your circadian rhythm and boost serotonin production. If you don't have access to light therapy box, consider investing in full spectrum light bulbs for your home. They won't replace a medical grade light box, but they can help brighten your space and lift your mood. Move your body. Physical movement is one of the most effective natural antidepressants. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. A brisk 20-minute walk, a gentle yoga flow, or even dancing around your kitchen can release endorphins and improve your mood. Exercise also helps regulate sleep, reduce stress, and increase energy levels. The hardest part is often starting, but once you do, you'll almost always feel better. Stay connected. Isolation feeds depression. Make an effort to reach out to friends, family, or community. Even when you don't feel like it, send a text. Schedule a coffee date. Join an online group or attend a local gathering. Human connection is medicine. A strong support network can be the difference between enduring winter and thriving through it. Nourish your body mindfully. While it's tempting to lead into comfort foods, try to balance those cravings with nutrient-dense meals. Eat plenty of vegetables, healthy fats, and protein. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can worsen fatigue and mood. And if you do crave carbs, honor that without judgment. Make a nourishing soup. Bake fresh bread. The act of cooking can be grounding and healing in itself. Create a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on your weekend. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm and signals to your body when it's time to rest and when it's time to be alert. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. The blue light interferes with melatonin production. Instead, read a book, take a warm bath, or practice gentle stretching. Declutter and organize your space. Your environment affects your mental state. A cluttered, chaotic space can amplify feelings of overwhelm and depression. Take small steps to organize and beautify your home. Place items that bring you joy where you can see them. Photos, crystals, artwork, plants, etc. Use bright, warm lighting. Consider smart blinds that open automatically in the morning to let in natural light even before you're awake. Use aromatherapy. Scent has a powerful effect on a mood and memory. Use essential oils like sweet orange, lemon, lavender, or rosemary in a diffuser or as a personal fragrance. These scents can uplift, calm, and energize. You can also simmer citrus peels, cinnamon sticks, and cloves on the stove to fill your home with warmth and brightness. Engage in creative, grounding rituals. One of my favorite winter practices is baking bread. The act of kneading dough, watching it rise, and filling my home with the smell of fresh bread is deeply grounding. It's an accomplishment. Small, but real. It warms the home and the heart. Maybe for you it's painting, knitting, crocheting, journaling, or tending to houseplants. Find something tactile and creative that anchors you in the present moment. Honor the season. Don't fight it. Finally, remember that winter is a natural time of rest and reflection. In nature, everything slows down. Trees go dormant. Animals hibernate. The earth itself turns inward. There's wisdom in that rhythm. You don't have to be productive and energized all the time. It's okay to rest more, to say no, to move slower. The key is finding the balance between honoring the season's stillness and not letting it pull you into despair. You can rest without disappearing. You can slow down without losing yourself. So, if you're struggling with sad this season, I want you to know you are not alone. What you're feeling is real, it's valid, and it's not your fault. There are ways to heal, to find light even in the darkest months. Whether that's through therapy, medication, herbal support, or simply daily rituals that anchor you back into your body and your life. Please be gentle with yourself. Reach out when you need help. And remember that the light always returns. The wheel keeps turning. Winter will not last forever. Thank you for listening to this episode. If it resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you're in crisis, please reach out to a mental health care professional or crisis hotline. You matter and your life has value. Until next time, may you find warmth in the cold, light in the darkness, and peace in the quiet.